So we're here, Impact RC Raceway. We're back again. Not many people here, but you know what? We have the track all to ourselves. Alright, hopefully the door's unlocked. I don't know if anybody's gone through this way yet. We'll find out. What's up, you guys? Welcome to another video. I'm Brad Taylor, and today we are at Impact RC Raceway again. We're here practicing on a Sunday, gonna get some laps in, and I'm gonna show you guys how I like to prep for races, what I do with my car, you know, tuning wise and everything to get it running the way I like. And yeah, I just like to test and tune, even when the car is like pretty dialed in to the way I like it. I like to still test new things because, you know, the car can always be better. So why don't you say we go inside and we get this day started? All right, let's get it. All right, so we're all set up in here. Got the car set up, ready to go. Put some clay tires on here because from what I've been told, the track's still pretty wet. It's still got some moisture in it, so I'm expecting some high traction here. So that's the thing I really wanted to test and tune. I was hoping that there was going to be a lot of traction still from the previous weekend, and yeah, this is something I wanted to work on. So we're going to tune the edginess out, which is what I was having issues with last weekend, and hopefully have it dialed in for the next race day. So let's take a look at the track. I'll swap this camera around for you. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the track still has a lot of moisture. Whenever you guys come to a track, even if you're familiar with the track, always walk the track and even, you know, give it a feel. Feel the dirt, become one with the dirt. But you really want to see what the surface is like so you know what tire to start off on. Typically on a wet track, you want to actually, let me swap this camera around. As I was saying, typically on a wet track, you want like a clay, like a J Concept Gold or a Proline MC compound. When it gets a little drier out, you want the softer compound, like a S3 or a silver compound from J Concepts, or even a long wear compound from Raw Speed. To give you an idea of what we're running right now before we go out for our first run. So my pills, I'm pretty sure I'm running 3.5 toe in the rear, 1.5 anti-squat, and camber insert facing up, so it's +1, and I have nothing on the ball stud mount. And then yeah, Yokomo green springs in the rear, associated white springs, or are they gray in the front? So yeah, we're gonna just go out there. I haven't touched anything since last weekend, and we're gonna see how it handles, and then go from there. Alright, so I don't know if you guys could tell in the video, but the car was a little edgy, and in certain spots of the track, it could be the track itself as well, like just a little, like some dust accumulated in some of the corners, but my car really wanted to like kick out in the rear end, and I really had to like counter steer it. But I'm gonna actually go to thin pistons, 1.6, 1.7 thin pistons, and then I'm gonna go to 37 and a half, 32 and a half, and I'm gonna change my rear pills in the rear. Like I said, I'm running 3.5 toe, 1.5 anti-squat, and low roll center. So I'm going to go to 3 toe, 2 anti-squat, and keep the roll center low. So I'm gonna give that a try, and we'll take it back out there and we'll see if that helps at all. Alright, you guys, so I dumped out the oil. I want to show you guys something here for all new guys out there wanting to rebuild your shocks, or when you're going to change out your pistons. You don't have to take out the eyelet here. You don't have to take that out. It's just a pain in the butt having to take it off and then having to remeasure your stroke and everything like that, and it's just too much of a hassle. So what I do is I actually back off on this collar here. That collar, I screw it down, and then I take some pliers. I got some shock pliers here. Then I just push this all the way down, put my wrench in there, unscrew the piston, screw it, and then what I do is I pull the shaft pretty much out and then shove it back in there, and then you can see that the shaft came from underneath the piston. Then you just take like a pick or something, pull out the piston, make sure that your black washer is still on the shaft that the piston rests on. And in this case, let me just double check. So that's the little washer that you want to make sure is on the shaft. So I'm going to put that back on there. It'll be a little easier if you screw this back in there now. The only reason why I unscrew this cap is because the O-rings in here, the shock rings, you don't want them binded up when you're pulling the shaft out, because you might tear an O-ring or something. So just tighten that back up, put your washer back on the shaft, and then take your piston, set it back on there, make sure it's flush and even before you screw it on, and then I get it set in there, and then once I feel some tension, pull out the shaft a little bit, lock that in place, and then I can tighten down. Alright, so while I'm waiting for these to air out, you want all the air bubbles out of there. Well, the majority of them. While I wait, I'm gonna go watch Dave drive. Dave's pretty fast, man. He's been ripping lately. Oh, the camera. The camera curse. Oh, nice, clean. Nice. Oh. He's got that left-hand section dialed. Oh. Oh, I got you. Alright, so it appears the air bubbles are out, so we're gonna get to rebuilding these, and then see if the thin pistons and 37.5 and 32.5 shock weight oils help it out there. Drove Dave's car over there, and yeah, his is pretty dialed. The way his car takes the front straight into the sweeper and down the steps, it is so planted you could just launch it, yeah, not have to worry about it flipping or going off the track. So I'm gonna take some advice for Dave, see how it goes. Alright you guys, so got the shocks installed back under the car. Just a little tip here. Do you guys find that you're getting dirt caught up into your bleeder screws?
We love you, Brad.
But more than likely you have your bleeder screw on the outside here, and so whenever you go to crash, you're gonna get dirt caught up into the screw. So an easy fix is just to swap this and have the screw facing in the inside of the shock tower. It'll stop dirt from getting up into there. It's just a pain in the butt trying to get like a pick and pick out the dirt, but yeah, so got the shocks done. I'm gonna head out to the track and we're gonna see if the changes helped at all. Alright, so as you guys can see from that last clip, finally got the car to handle the way I want it to. It's finally flat into the corners. I can charge hard into them. It's really easy to push. And yeah, I kind of got carried away a couple of times. Like when you get a car that's so good, you almost crash more with a good car than you do with a bad car, because you're just tempted to push it that much harder. And yeah, it could just lead to mistakes. But yeah, we're definitely in the right direction now with it. So I went back. If you guys saw my previous video, I'll put a link in the you know, in the top left corner. Yeah, I was kind of struggling to find a setup. I went from my, you know, go-to shock package, which is thin pistons, 1.6, 1.7 rear, and then 37.5 weight front shock oil and 32.5 shock oil in the rear. That's pretty much what I run everywhere. But with the high grip that this track was, with it being green and all, it was just traction rolling everywhere. And I didn't have any other set of tires. That was the biggest thing. My buddy Dave, he's not here anymore, but I actually bought a set of tires from him, some slicks, some raw speed slicks, and that just transformed everything. I changed from my go-to shock package to regular standard TLR pistons, 1.6, 1.7, and I went 32.5 front shock oil and 30 shock fluid in the rear. So just the car just didn't feel like into the track. Like with the thin pistons, it feels like it's just stuck to the track. And when you have bad tires, it can exaggerate that a little bit. But with good tires, the thin pistons are money. It's money. So as long as you got like a newer set of tires on there and you ain't got anything blown out, thin pistons are the way to go, bar none. That's how the car should have came out of the box, I feel. I'm still running AE gray V2 springs in the front, and I went to TLR white springs in the rear. I did some tuning, I did some testing with either the full-size pack or an LCG pack, and I actually like the LCG battery more. So it's a little more nimble, and it's a little less weight transfer, I think. And from what I could tell, it just handled it was just a little easier to push. Oh, another thing too is I did change. I was running 3.5 of toe and then 1.5 anti-squat, I think it was, and a low roll center. I'm still one down on the C block, but now I'm 0.5 straight down on the D block. And that seemed to just give it a little more rotation in the rear, which allowed me to push the car a little harder. And yeah, so finally this thing's handling the way I want it to. If you guys liked the video, go ahead and click the like button. And if you didn't, then whatever, man, go ahead and hit the thumbs down button. And I'm gonna be pumping out a video a week, so if you don't want to miss anything, there's lots to come. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notifications. But I'll see you guys next time. Until then, have a good one. Peace out.